Hey everybody, as y'all know, we got a few pieces of equipment for our business. Of course, we'll be able to use them at the house too on the farm. But we wanted to show you one of the pieces of equipment we got, and I'm going to have Rusty kind of go over it and explain it to you. And this is actually the dump trailer that we got a couple of weeks ago.
Something like that.
It's been a couple of weeks now, so
maybe 3 weeks.
We are going to go over this with you, why we got it, and what he likes about it. All right, so we got this dump trailer. Why did we get a dump trailer?
Well, basically because the past year or year and a half, we have been loading things on a 16-foot, I call it a hay trailer. It's a 16-foot trailer, bumper pull, and we've been loading stuff in it. And some of the stuff we've loaded is gravel, dirt, mulch. We did take a couple pallets of sod at one point, and things like that. Like now, currently, we just finished a cleanup job on a property not far from us. They had a lot of trees. Around the trees, they had a bunch of saplings and some brush and things like that, cleaning up the flower beds. So with some of those cleanup projects, sand, dirt, gravel, things like that, we've been having to unload it by hand in wheelbarrows. So we decided to just go ahead and get a dump trailer. I like the gooseneck because they pull better. They're a little more of a headache to hook up at times, but also to me it was a theft issue as well. It's kind of easier for someone to back up to a bumper pull and just take off with it, as opposed to a gooseneck where if you don't have a gooseneck adapter in the bed of your truck or the way to do that, then it's kind of, to me, an anti-theft issue there. So we got the dump trailer to help with ease of dumping things out, removing things, and such as that.
Do you feel like we do enough property cleanup jobs to justify getting a dump trailer?
I don't know that. We've done
a lot.
We've done several cleanups.
That required several
yes,
trips back and forth.
I can remember the first big one we did was last year. It took 4 or 5 loads, and we had to unload it by hand. It was not fun.
And with this trailer, you can get more on this trailer than you could the other one.
With 2-foot sides on this one, and it's also got stake sides on it as well. So eventually, what I want to do is get some 2x4s to go inside the stake sides, and get another board or 2 to go across the top to make this another foot taller when I need it, which would increase our capacity for the brush and things like that. We hauled yesterday a couple of loads. Right now we've still got some left in there for the last part of the load. We did 2 loads yesterday, and we had it wasn't really full, but the thing about brush is it's just it gets over the top some. So when we did the tarp over the top, which when I got this trailer, I really did want this the tarp already on it, which was great. So it's got a tarp on it, tarp system on it. It's of course the top Hat brand trailers. I think they're manufactured in Texas. I'm not really sure.
So it's Top Hat brand, and we got it from Load and Go.
Load and Go trailers. But yeah, it's very heavy duty. There's no doubt. It's got 7-gauge floors on it, which is what I wanted. So if you're loading rock or anything heavy, the floors on it very heavy duty, very solid floors. They are welded in floors. So I do like that. It's got the D-rings, 4 D-rings, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. These here are the D-rings And anybody familiar with D-rings, you know what they are. These are D-rings in the shape of a D, of course. They're good for if you're gonna put a piece of equipment in here, such as our skid steer or a tractor or whatever else, car, truck. You can use that to chain your equipment down. It's got ramps, slide out ramps here. I'll pull one out. I do not like these things here. They pinch your fingers. These are very heavy. Those slide out and they hook here. So they are heavy duty. They are heavy to pick up, but fortunately they're back here instead of having to take them around. I do like that because we have loaded our skid steer on here and our lawnmower. That's the only things we loaded in there this far. So I like that. It's got LED lights all the way around. I love that. Less maintenance. They have stands here that you let these down. So if you're loading a heavy piece of machinery, you let those down each side, and it keeps the trailer from tilting on the front side. Let's see, another thing it's got is the tailgates. It does have, these tailgates are very heavy. They shut like that, and they also have the ability to they're what they call three-way tailgates. And anybody that knows anything about building trailers will already know this. Shut it like that. And that shuts that. And you can open it, like I said, you can open one side or this side or all the way around. And you can also, you come over here, Amanda, pull this pin here and you pull it down and this pushes out like that. And you can, you've got chains, you hook the chains here, put a chain in there, put one here, one on the other side. And these actually can adjust, they can be adjusted out. So if you got gravel or rock in here or sand, mulch, whatever, you tilt the bed up, that swings out. And I will demonstrate that. I don't know if it's anything, it's heavy, and I can't do that because I got stuff in there. So we'll demonstrate that some other day, but I do need to latch this now. And it's spring loaded, so it latches like that. And it's secure. I'll put my pin back in. I will demonstrate how the tilt part of it is. Yeah, I don't know what the.
Did you want to show them the tarp? I think we started to do that while ago.
We can do the tarp. We can do the tarp. It's kind of hard with one person to do this tarp because it's kind of heavy. That's the only thing about the tarp system is it's kind of hard to pull it by yourself. I wish there was another way where you could, I'm sure it is, now maybe I need to do some research about how there's an attachment you can put on it to pull it. And it just hooks here on this little catch there. I'll come back over here and I'll tighten it up. Like that right there, and it's got the top of the trailer secure as far as debris, and it's got these rings on it. We can take a bungee strap it over here to keep it from flopping around. So it's got that. And on this particular trailer, it's got 16 foot 7 gauge floors on it. I think the sides are 10 gauge. It's got steel wheels on it, which I liked. It's got the Dexter oil bath axles on it, which I love, and both axles do have brakes. These are I think 14,000 pound axles, 7,000 pound axles, each axle, so it's 14,000 pounds. capacity. There's a 2023 trailer. It's got the rims, 17.5-inch rims. There's the VIN code and things like that on there. Here's the pump and the workings of the hydraulics. Comes with an interstate battery. There's a hydraulic pump. It's got your fluid already in it. This is your breakaway system. So if in an unlikely situation where this comes loose from a gooseneck, it's got a cable on it where if that cable snags, it'll automatically lock the brakes. So that's a good safety feature there. This is a tester here. Test your battery. See how much it's charged up. Right now it's in fair charging because I've used it quite a bit, so it needs to be charged up. And it's got a plug here that plugs right into your plug to your outlet on your house. It's just a 110 plug. And it also comes with when you had this hooked up to your truck, the alternator from your truck will actually go through the wiring and charge the battery up as well. And it's also actually got a alternator tester on here, so when your truck's running, you can push this and it tells you whether or not you've got a good alternator on it or not. So quick with push button battery and alternator tester. So it's got, it tests all that. I got my chains in there. So this is pretty cool. I like this box here. Actually never knew that was there. That's pretty cool. I just learned something. Hey, isn't that great?
It's still new to us. Huh?
Yeah, really. So we'll put that back. All right, I think that's about it. Of course, it's got 2 jacks on each side.
So I see the cord to this is in there.
Yes.
This is what operates
the remote to the pump.
So do you normally, like if you're going down the road, that is in there?
I'll store all that inside there, yes. Eventually, hopefully sometime soon, I want to get a wireless remote so I can plug it in and I can spread gravel without having to have somebody walk next to me while I'm spreading the gravel or the dirt or the sand or whatever else. But I'm going to demonstrate how it raises. I've got the tarp on so that the debris that's in there now, it won't spill out. So
because we don't want it to spill in our driveway.
I don't want to dump it here. I've got the tailgates on, they're latched. Everything should be good on that. So here we go. It is a single cylinder scissor type hydraulics. There's pros and cons to that. Some people would rather have the telescopic on the front because they say it raises the load more efficiently. That's fine. I've never had. This is my first hydraulic trailer, so I can't say one way or the other. I like this one for us. A lot of our stuff we kind of heard the debris slide to the back. They say the scissor type like this is faster than a telescopic. Again, I don't know. I have any way of comparing that.
It goes really high.
But that's how much it tilts up. I don't know what degree that is. I have no idea. But that's how high it tilts up. And if you come around here, maybe you might be able to see the debris, what the debris is slid back to the back. So that's it. I mean, that's how it works. And if we get some snow or ice, I think that'd be a pretty good slide. But we did two loads yesterday, or maybe it was day before yesterday. and it worked great. I couldn't have been happier.
Much more time effective, efficient.
Yeah, it's a lot more efficient as far as unloading. Now, you still have to load it, of course. And once we get some of our other equipment ready and going, then I think that would help this as well. But like what we did with this, with the landscaping A lot of this is hydrangea bushes and some plastic border that was in somebody's flower bed.
That's what's in the trailer now.
And just some other type. I think it's got some hostas, just some small stuff in this load here. The other loads we've had more saplings and things like that.
This wasn't a full load. This is
no, this wasn't even a quart. Of course, we had a lot more in here as well. We mulched up some leaves and did some other landscaping while we were there. So we had a lot more in here, 0 turn, and we had my leaf blowers in here, weed eaters in here. We had all that in here, and then we still had enough room to put this on the front of the trailer and put my lawnmower behind this. I also had the wheelbarrows in there as well. So I'm glad I got 16 foot. We pondered on getting a 14 foot. But after a lot of thinking, consideration, research, and things like that, looking at other YouTube videos, I saw some people that had 12 foot and 14 foot dump trailers. And when they had a skid steer or a tractor, you didn't have much room in there for anything else. It was the tractor and that was it, or the skid steer and that was it. So with this, I actually loaded the skid steer in there. I think Amanda's got some pictures of that. Loaded the skid steer in there and still had about 3.5, 4 foot left over that we could add. We could put like a grapple or on the skid steer. I don't know yet. I haven't tried this. I don't know if we're gonna have room for the brush cutter inside here as well. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. I do want to try that because it's pretty long. In this trailer, we load the skid steer with just the bucket, and it fits in there just right. The bucket, you have probably a couple inches because the bucket is wider than the skid steer.
And what size is your skid steer? And we'll do a detailed video.
Yeah,
on
the skid steer is a John Deere 325G. We've only had it. I haven't even had it on a job yet.
So it fits.
It fits right in here. Okay. And when we loaded it and unloaded it, the trailer didn't tilt or anything like that with the jack stands, which was another thing I saw in someone else's YouTube video. I learned from their video what I needed or some of the things I would like to have. So this was, a couple of things. Jack stands, we're gonna load that. I did a little research on top hat trailers. We actually go to a church with a guy who used to be a dealer for top hat. He was telling me some of the good things about them and pros and cons. I like it. It saved us a lot of time on this last job, and I believe it's going to save us a lot of time on other jobs as well. Before it would take us about an hour to unload a load of brush and things like that. And the past couple of loads we've had, it took us about probably less than 10 minutes. I really think it's a good investment. Now, once we get it paid for, then it'll be a really good investment. But there's so many things I liked about this trailer. We had to drive about an hour and a half to go get it because I couldn't find one
in Hamilton,
Alabama. Like I said, it's about an hour and a half from us. But this is the only 16-foot dump trailer I could find anywhere in my area in the price range that we was looking at.
And originally we wanted the 3-foot sides. I don't know if we said that.
Yeah,
we wanted 3 foot.
I wanted 3-foot size, but like I said, after I talked to some other people, honestly, if you're loading gravel, then you're probably only going to be able to fill up to 2 foot anyway because of the weight. It's just going to be so heavy on the trailer and your truck. Once you put, fill that trailer up 2 foot all the way across the trailer, it's probably going to be exceeding the weight limit of the trailer and or the truck as well. But as far as the build of the trailer, I think it looks like it's built very well. I'm not a welding inspector, but all the welds I looked at looked really, really good. It's also been on the seams of the trailer. I'm gonna let it down.
Okay.
On the seams of the bed, they're caulked and sealed, which is one thing I was really looking at.
So you feel like it's well made?
I really do think it's well made. It's heavy. It's heavy duty. There ain't no doubt. also bought another trailer, a 25 with a 5-foot dovetail equipment trailer that we had built for us. And to me, it seems as though this trailer seems heavier to me than the 30-foot trailer, the 25 and 5. And it may be just me, I don't know, but it just feels like it's heavier. Again, maybe because the axles are different, I don't know. But I'm going to show you how we pull this tarp back. That just kind of spring loaded there. I'll let some slack into it. I'll go back here and I'll release it from the hook here. Set them on top like that. And I'll leave that down so it just goes down the side of the bed, it doesn't flip out. And then we just take it and just roll it back. Crank it. Ready to catch. All right, so now that's secure, and so that's that. I mean, that's.
Well, this is a big deal for us. We've been doing this business for 3 years, but full time for almost a year now, and this is the biggest. We've gotten three big pieces of equipment in the past month. So.
And it's terrifying.
Yes, it's terrifying. Well, thank you for going over the trailer for us.
Yes. If you have any questions, don't ask me because I don't know much about them.
No, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. We just thought you may be interested in one of the new pieces of equipment we got, and we'll go over the other pieces.
But if
in the coming days.
my recommendations would be, sorry for clearing my throat. My recommendations would be do all the research you can on whatever you do.
How long did you do research?
I researched
before we made the purchase.
This trailer and the other trailer as well. Probably about 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I researched. I mean, and there was nights where I couldn't sleep because I was like, okay, I need this, I need that, I need this. You know, what all do I need if I'm gonna be doing this type of job or this type of job? Just try all the details, like I actually, all scenarios where I may be using a dump trailer. What would be the pros and cons of having 16 foot or 14 foot or 10 foot or 12 foot? Just all that. What kind of axles? Does it need to have brakes on both axles? It's just so much to take in consideration.
So there's nothing more frustrating than making a purchase on something that and you regret it and you wish you had gotten something else or a bigger size or.
And like I said, this trailer is heavy. That's one of the cons I would say about having a 16 foot, something this heavy. But on the other hand, I have no doubts that this trailer is going to hold up over time. In my opinion, everything on it is built really, really rugged and heavy duty. I mean, the rails across the side. This is tubing, so it's solid. All this right here is tubing across the top. So if something drops on it, it's not going to bend the size of the trailer. I mean, you got your I-beam frame. You got steel wheels on it with the Dexter oil bath axles on it. I love that. There's just so many pros to this trailer that I really, after I found it, I really kind of just jumped on it because it just, I just felt like it was going to be a wise investment for what we got. But anyway, just my advice would be do all the research you possibly can. Try to figure out what all you're going to do with it and go from there. You're going to be hauling rock, sand, gravel, small loads, big loads. What area are you going into? Some of the things that I thought about was like, okay, if I get into tight areas Is it going to be easy to pull this gooseneck into tight areas and things like that? It's just a lot to take in consideration. So do your research, and just do what you know you're going to be doing with it. You know what you need to be looking for. So that'd be my advice.
Okay. We'll see you in the next video.